team 125 of 125th season. It's team drama. They have a tendency to not make it as easy as it should be, but credit to Iowa to make some plays there at the end to try to catch us, obviously at the end of regulation, but the grit and the effort and the fortitude of our group that they continue to show night in and night out can't be questioned. So that's what it took to be able to come from behind in the overtime and seal things out. A lot of things to learn from this, a lot of things we did not do well or not do properly or correct. But again, a group that just continues to battle and fight and tries to find a way. Questions, Jeff?
Coach, I know there's probably no excuse for not closing that game out in regulation, but after the Kansas loss, you said you thought that would help you. Did you see that show up in the overtime, especially when you guys were coming from behind most of the way?
Yeah, I mean they had a good attitude in the huddle, and when we got there, when we started overtime, they were positive. Like, hey, we've been here before, which we've been there more than we needed to be in overtime. But again, I just go back to the fortitude and the grit of this group. They don't flinch. They just keep battling, and they don't do everything right. We all know that, but I can never question their effort or their intent. And they just keep giving me everything they have and make plays. I mean, Jordan Davis's 3 coming off the bench cold was huge. Tyler's 3 was huge. We need to shoot the line better at the end of regulation and those things. But all in all, when we needed to get a stop or change the momentum, we were able to do it.
Jeff? I was going to ask you, you've talked about the grit, but when you mentioned the things that they need to do better, in addition to free throws, what would those be based on just tonight that you saw?
Well, at times it was shot selection that led to run-outs for the Iowa, not playing through the paint. Some things fouling-wise that we fouled too much at times. Decisions against pressure that maybe didn't result in turnovers, but we had some deflected balls that should have been maybe picked off. So just there's so many things. It may take Tuesday's film session maybe about 3 hours long. I don't know. There's a lot. Not making it easy on the coach. I gotta make sure I keep up to date with my cardiologist and everything too. They just keep battling. But so many things, from a couple passes that we drove and turned down layups to try to make a better pass. Just simple things.
Abby?
Iowa has one of the best offensive efficiencies in the league. They shot 42.2%, which is they've only shot less than that twice this season. How did you feel like your defense did in today's game?
Sometimes we were good, sometimes we weren't. I mean, we ended up holding them below a point per possession, which I look more at efficiency in the DER than I do maybe shooting percentage. Typically go hand in hand. We were able to get them to turn it over more than normal, than what they usually do. So, there were things that we did well defensively, and there were things that will make Tuesday's highlight or low light tape.
Jeff?
Yeah. I don't know if you looked at Stephen Carl's stat line yet, but beginning to give you consistently what you expect from him, including that shot today in overtime to beat the shot clock.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think he has so much more. I see the potential in him. I don't know if he sees it in himself. I think he can be a terrific player in this league. We've had a lot of really good ones that have played that position over the years, and I think it's just for him, it's believing that I don't think he believes that he's that good, and that's the biggest thing with Steve, is just trying to continue to, fan the flame of confidence with him, and he's got to fight through some adversity and fatigue at times to take another step, but he made some big plays for us.
You have 2, maybe 3 more, Abby?
You guys forced 15 turnovers on Iowa today. How much of that was in your game plan to force turnovers, and how big were those 2 turnovers at the end?
Yeah, the ones at the end, Chucky got the ball loose, Perkins, I think, and Tyler got it loose. Chucky got it from McCaffrey. And, those are veteran players that know the moment when we can make those types of plays. I thought we had bodies on the floor. Max was on the floor diving for loose balls. We did what we needed to do. They're down at the end to make it hard for them to get shots up, and did just enough to close it out.
Evan?
They were obviously without Chris Murray tonight, which we all know he can do offensively. But I'm curious, how did that change the game for you guys defensively, going at them when it looked like you guys guys got some favorable matchups.
Yeah, it really didn't, I wouldn't say it really changed. I mean, you watch how they played the other night against Iowa State, you wouldn't know they were missing Chris. They played really well. So I think regardless of who's on the floor for the other team, we have to follow our plan. And at times we did it pretty well, at times we didn't. And ironically, the flow of the game goes right with, hand in hand with what we do well and when we let it slip.
Anybody else on the front row?
Greg, Tyler, Steve, and Chucky, they each kind of hit big shots at the end there. Have they provided that kind of veteran presence that you guys were hoping for coming into the year?
Yeah, I mean, there's the guys that have the most experience, you know, coming back. So Chucky, even though he's a sophomore and Steve's really his second year of really playing, they've been in a lot of games. You know, they've got a lot of experience. Tyler obviously has got double what they have, but you want those guys on the floor because they've been there. You know, they made things happen in the past.
Anybody else? Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks, Coach.
thank you.